Okay, so now we're on live. We're on live on YouTube, and we can start the conversation. Let's introduce ourselves first, okay? I'm gonna start with me. I'm Gabriel. I'm 22 years old. I live in São Paulo, and I work in the payroll department of a company as an apprentice. What about you, Jefferson?
A long time ago, you were trainee? 2 years? No?
22 years old. I'm 22 years old.
But you worked at the same place 2 years, the same thing? Or no?
Actually, it's my first job, and I work as an apprentice in a marketing company, and I work in the payroll department of this company. And
Okay.
I hope the company promotes me. You know, I really wanna be promoted at the company.
Oh, very good.
But
It's
my
a
apprentice contract
marketing
will
company.
end just on October. You know.
Yes, it's a marketing company, you said?
Marketing company, yeah.
It's an agency. It's a kind of an agency.
Yeah, a company who provides marketing services to other companies.
Yes, it's an agency, advertising agency, yes?
Yeah.
Very good.
So nice. Okay, guys, good evening, guys. It's a pleasure to be here with you in this beautiful night. I'm Jefferson. I'm living in Goiânia, Goiás, the most beautiful city of Brazil, because I live here with my family, with my friends. I'm professor of Catholic University of Goiás. I love to play soccer. I play soccer until now, even with my age. I can give my age away. And it's so nice to be here with you. I miss it.
Jefferson, how long have you been playing soccer?
If I tell you, give my age away.
No worries. It's
Long
okay,
time,
it's okay.
long time. I think more than the age of Diego.
Oh,
Oh my God.
you
And
are
I have a
younger.
question.
Yes.
What subject do you teach in college, Jefferson?
Economics, economics, financial and Brazilian economy and agro-industrialization.
Oh my God, economy.
Yeah, financial. How to save, how to invest. The best way to invest in bonds, to invest in stocks, to invest in treasury, and so on.
It's an important topic right now, yes, especially because we have a lack of this information in our formation as a student, yes. I really believe that it's so important.
Yes, I love.
Very good.
Yeah, Jefferson, it's an important subject. I don't like it that much, but I know it's really important, and everyone should know about economy. I had the subject in college when I studied human resources in college, and it was nice. The teacher was like really good, and when the teacher is good, the subject is good as well. You know?
Yes.
So I really liked it, even though it's not like something that, oh, I like it much, you know?
And you, Diego, Go ahead, Diego. Kick the ball, score a goal, please.
Oh,
Like
yes.
Palmeiras, like Corinthians. No.
Oh, yes. I'm 36 years old. I'm living in a small city, countryside of Minas Gerais state. I'm from São Paulo, but I'm here since the end of the previous year. The name of the city is Ouro Fino. Yes. Actually, I'm work as a data analytics manager. I work in a marketing and advertising agency too, Mr. Gabriel. I work at Almap BBJO. I don't know your company. That's the name of mine. I'm here on Trinity since 2021. I'm host here too. I have a conversation on Wednesdays, 1 p.m. I really like this place. I believe that's the best way to make friendships and to open your mind about different topics, to know different cultures and to learn a lot, not something about English, but about the whole life. That's so important. It's a pleasure to be here with you too.
It's a pleasure to see you here, Diego. And yeah, on Talk and Talk, it's not like all about English. It's about communication. It's about communicating with people and get to know their cultures, get to know their habits in life. So it's about this, you know.
Okay, I agree with you.
And what about you, Average? Introduce yourself.
I'm Herbert. I'm 27 years old. I live in São Paulo, and at the moment work financial department in a consultant company. And I'm there 1 year. And I love about talking about soccer, and I like to play soccer. In spite of I'm not good, but I like. About English here in TNT's one thing since last year.
That's great, Average. Okay, guys, so let's start the conversation. The second question is, what's the importance of a profession for you? What's yours? So, Average, can you answer this question first, please?
Okay. The importance of profession. Every profession is important. Is in general to bring value to a specific context for society. To, for example, help profession that help other companies, help solving problems of clients, has solved problems in financial. A consultant, for example, that I work helping other companies to get more efficiency, especially on financials. Talk about financials. And here at my work, I really take care of the administrative department, finance department. So we program the payments, receipts. We try to reduce costs of our the cost that we have. So the back office department, and we support. We are support of the consultants, workers. So that's my profession and my department.
That's good to know, Average. And yeah, like every profession has an importance in life. So so that all professions are good. Of course, there are some professions that are not so valued in society, but everyone, like all professions are important. And what about you, Diego? So what's your opinion about this question?
Yes. As Herbert said before, I agree in this point about the importance of every profession. I think that when you choose a profession, could be a way to show your value to the world, to apply your knowledge and choose this to help other people, to help a company, and to help yourself in your way, in your path to your goals, to your objectives for your life. Because as we according to the video on the beginning, we spend almost of our time working, and choose a profession is related to our job and to our life. It's a profession. It's, for me, it's a good way to express yourself to the world, to make your dreams more tangible, and this kind of stuff for me is so important. Yes. Actually, as I said before, I work in a data analytics area. I work with numbers and with data. I really like my job because I can express to our clients or to our internal teams the importance to think strategically using numbers. Yes. How can I extract from the numbers good reasons to support the business decisions? And that I really love, especially work on the marketing and advertising market, because it's an area so it's a human area, a little bit human, because we work with behavior of the people. Yes, and we have a different variables who make influence on the decisions of people, and you work with this bringing a little bit of exactly and numbers to help to choose the better strategy. It's very good. Yes, because for me it's very strategical, and we can make this mixed between human and math. For me it's a very good. Yes, I really like.
Yeah, I think it's really hard, and it's a responsibility, right? You're
All
like
the
dealing
time.
with numbers, and I think people who deal with numbers need to be like more careful about work, right?
Oh,
Because
yes.
for example, in my area, if you work in the folha de pagamento, I can't say that in English,
Yes.
but you need to be careful about
Payroll.
the salary, because if you pay employees the wrong salary, they will complain about it, and you need to redo your work, so
Yes, that's it. Especially on my case, because we work reporting to our clients the value, not something the numbers, but the value of all agents work. For example, we work with one client, we have, I don't know, 60 persons working in the background. When I make a report, I'm showing to this client that their income, their investments in our jobs are good or so or bad. Yes, but it's important, and you need to be so careful about these numbers, the way to choose the better results or the worst results. But it's so important to have a very big responsibility in this role. Yes, I agree with you in this point.
Yeah, and like some professions are connected in a company. So if
Yes.
some specific profession don't if people who work in some specific profession don't do their works in an efficient way, they will end up getting in the way of the other ones, so
Yeah.
some professions are connected, and we everyone needs to do a good job.
You need to connect the
Yes.
dots. Connect the dots.
Yes.
Very important.
Yeah. And what about you, Jefferson? So tell us your opinion about the question number 2.
Okay, I will spend 1.5 hours to answer this question because it's very profound. But the first thing that in my mind, the importance of a profession for me, it's a profession can provide the opportunity for a stable income, especially today, especially in Brazil. You must to think about the income. You must have a salary or something, some kinds of earnings or salary. It's very important because with this you can meet your financial obligations, you can support yourself, you can support your family, you can achieve a certain standard of living. That's my case. I'm an old guy now. I have a very good standard of living. I can claim about this. And the second one, I think it's the engage, as we saw by the video, engage that align with your skills in your interest and your passion. It's very important. That's my case. I have a profound passion. I'm fan of everything that I do. As a professor, I'm not a teacher, I'm a professor. Gabriel from university, not a teacher, professor from college, a professor, not a teacher, just to correct this. And for me, this is very important. And now as a business consultant, I work with a lot of companies. It's very interesting. I have a lot of knowledge, and I got all of this during my whole life. And I'm very passionate. I'm very fan of this because I'm improving all the time. I'm improving my skills.
Yes.
I think this is a process. And I think with all of this, I can contribute to our society. And just to finish the third point, that the importance, you think about your career development. It's very important. The more you study, the more you learn, the more you improve your knowledge, you have more opportunity to grow and to have advancement in your life. So you can gain experience, you can take more challenges in your life, you can have more responsibility and so on. And what's yours? I'm economist.
Very good.
Yeah, Jefferson.
Structured answer. Very structured answer, yes, as a teacher, professor.
Yeah, Jefferson, I totally agree with all the things you said. Yeah, we need to love our profession, and we need to care about like improving in our profession. So for example, I work in the payroll department of a company as an apprentice, but I want to improve at the company. I want to be promoted there, and I want to learn new things and gain more knowledge. So it's really important. Okay, guys, so let's go to the question. Question number 8. What are the least secure professions for you in Brazil? In your opinion, how can government make them less vulnerable in society? So, Diego, what's your opinion about this question?
Yes. When you talk about secure professions, we'll talk about, for example, to be hurt in your job, I don't know, or about, for example, financial security. We can talk about, I can choose one of these topics. I don't know, because when you talk about security, comes to my mind, for example, we have professions unsecure in the way of the financial, for example. Yes, we don't have a stability in our profession. We have a lot of these examples right now in Brazil. Or we can talk about unsecure professions as physical security, yes? For example, public security, for example, we have on Rio de Janeiro work in a policy, for example, it's so unsecure right now, yes? Or work in a bank, or work in a, I don't know, in carros de transporte de valores, I don't know this in English, it's very unsecure, yes? Let's start thinking about human security as human being security. Actually, I remember one study that I read before. It's about people who work with mineration. It's very unsecure position because they are exposed to a lot of bad situations. Yes, I have one sibling. I think a sibling, primo. Yes, or cousin. I don't know. I'm very cousin. I have a cousin. They retired after 20 years of work because it's so dangerous, his job so dangerous because he was exposed to a lot of different chemical substances and work in the middle of a big mountain, I don't know, 3 days without seeing the light of the sun. And it's a very complicated profession in this mode, yes, when you think about integrity of their nature. I don't know, we have other professions, it's just an example. And in my opinion, government can, I don't know, using more his power to make legislations, I don't know, laws to help companies to take care about their employees in this case, and especially make I don't know, the supervision of the about the application of these laws. Yes, not it's so common in Brazil we have a good work law, but this law is not applying for the companies because I don't know, they don't care about their employees or about the laws. Yes. And I believe that a good law and a good implementation of this law and a very good, I don't know the word in English, but review with a fiscalization, these stuff. Yes. I think that's a good way to help these professions.
Yeah, Diego. there's one thing called work security. So we have this area, and the importance of this area is providing employees the best environment at the company.
Yes.
So companies need to have a good work security, so they can provide the best environment for the employees. Unfortunately, there are some companies that don't have a good work security, but all companies need to have a good work security, because
Yes.
if they don't have it, like work accidents can happen,
Okay.
so it's
That's
really
it.
complicated. What about you, Jefferson? So what's your opinion about this question, this polemic question?
It's very easy to answer these questions, because if you see the reality in Brazil, we have more than 50% of the guys in informal labor. That's the big problem for our society. You have informal sector, you have a lot of works with lack of legal protections and benefits, and this is translating often less secure. This is terrible. We can see street vendors, you can see day laborers, you can see domestic workers, and you can see slavery in Brazil right now. You can imagine slavery in Brazil, even here in Goiás, Minas Gerais, Pará, and etc.
In the south, the vineyards, yes, I remember just a few months ago, the slavery work on the vineyards on the south of Brazil.
Yeah, I think this is a big problem, because if you have informal labor, in terms of income, in terms of job stability, in terms of social security, I think it's not good for you if you think about to retire, or if you get injured. You must think all about these things. And I think the other is temporary or seasonal works. As we see a lot of guys, especially on Northeast, working. When I go there to see the beaches like in Bahia, Pernambuco, Alagoas, and so on, you have a lot of temporary or seasonal works. And I think working in tourism, I think this is not so good, because they can work 3-4 months and then they have nothing to do, unfortunately. I know a lot of guys in this situation. I used to talk a lot with them. And I think it's the same in some kind of agriculture, when work cutting a lot of plants like sugar, corn, something like this. And this situation is terrible. And just to finish about retail too, you can see a lot of guys work with retail, and we have a lot of job instability. You can work now and the next day you don't know. It depends on the situation of the company, depends the situation of the economy. So I think it's not so good. And what the government can do, you must have programs. I think the best way is qualification. It's qualification all the time, qualification, this kind of jobs, improving qualification. I think the best way.
Yeah, Jefferson, I agree with you. Yeah, unfortunately, in Brazil, we still have slavery, and it's complicated, right? Because like slavery was something like really, really old, So in the past, a lot of people were a slavery. Currently, we have just some ones, but we still have slavery, unfortunately. And what about you, Ebert? So what's your opinion about this question?
The lessons, important lesson. First, it's important to be attention because you deal with payments, the recipes, your company. So if you are programming payments and in a different day, it can, depending on the payments, it can affect your company. The
Yes.
the taxes, the when the payments are late. So attention is very necessary on the on my professional and relate with organization. So we have a lot of things to do. So you need to be organized. What steps you need to do, what are more important or not, what you can need to do in an urgent time or you can do in another time. So that's our lessons. And this lesson helping to grow in life. That I said that attention, uh, you need to be careful. Um, you need to, is important, is a simple test, but important like to write the test that have you done or test that you need to do. Because sometimes we can't to trust in our brain is in our memory. It's not it's can be a problem. So sometimes and to have the notes of the test that I need to do is important that I need to do this. So I think it is about this.
Yeah, Ebert. Each profession can teach us about something. It's really important. Actually, Ebert, we were discussing the question number 8. I think you were answering the question number 3.
Yeah, yes, I
So the
was.
question number 8 is about what are the least secure professions for you in Brazil? In your opinion, how can government make them less vulnerable in society? So, for example, Diego told us about people who work with remuneration, but we have more examples in Brazil as well. So can
Uh,
you give them some examples about this question, in your
I
opinion?
think less secure. I think uh, maybe the commerciants, depending on the place that are working, because there are places that are very dangerous. And if you work with commerce, physical commerce, it can so is worried. So we have a lot of hobos with frequency. Maybe I don't know people that make working in industry depending. Not necessarily say that secure, but it's some profession are dangerous or some profession are can be need to be attention because you like a few electricity, for example, machine car people that take care of machine car So profession that have the risk make it, to have accidents. And the government investments in different situations that if there are many problems that affect in a big scale, the government need to be investing to reduce this problem.
Yeah, good examples, Albert. Thank you. About me, guys, when I read this question, like the professions that came to my mind were um, police officers, and what's the other one? I forgot. And people who work with Uber, you know? So I think these professions are really dangerous. So like Uber, guys, people who work with Uber. So these people have risk of dying, unfortunately. So it's a simple profession, I'd say, but they have a risk of dying because we have a lot of bad people in Brazil, and oh my God, it's really complicated.
I remember right now about people who work in the healthcare during the pandemic, for example. Yes, they were heroes on that time because they were exposed to all kinds of a COVID and the other diseases. And for me, on that time, it's so hard for them to work. Yes, it's important to us not forget their sacrifices. Yes.
Yeah, so not just the nurses, the doctors, but people who work in hospitals in general, you know. So, for example, a person who works in the administrative
Yes, with
function.
cleaning. Yes, cleaning and the security.
Nurses and so on. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so everyone. Okay, guys, so let's go to the question. I love this question. Question number 10. In your opinion, what jobs will be taking over? In other words, replaced by technology in the future? Is it a tendency for it? Why? So, Jefferson, what jobs will be taken over by technology in the future?
I think all kind of jobs with low skilled and low wage jobs. I think this is the big problem. You have no skill. If you have no knowledge, how can you be a good guy, a good work? It's impossible. What kind of jobs? I think manual laborers, like a lot of, as you said, about drive, some kinds of driving, maybe. You work in the air. I was watching something by TV today in São Paulo, and I don't know the name, in an elevator, ascensor elevator. I can't imagine this situation in a justice tribunal
Yes.
in São Paulo. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You go to an elevator, you just push the button. I can't imagine this in São Paulo. Oh my gosh. And I think this kind of job will anymore. What else about cleaners? I think the cleaners. I can imagine, as I have a lot of experience abroad in Canada, in the United States. You can't see cleaners anymore. You have a lot of vacuum clean, a lot of things that you can clean, and some service in industry position may be very vulnerable too. some kind of jobs that you have repetition all the time in industry. It's very common now, the kind difficult to work with cars and other kind of things. And that's, I think that's the point. And even in my case, as economist, I need to know how to work with artificial intelligence. I need to work to work with business intelligence and advanced Excel. As I said, you have low skills, you can't have, you will never have a good job in the future. So that's why you must to train, to do all the time, try to have a high level of skills or of knowledge about everything.
Good point of view, Jefferson. About the cleaners, I've never thought of about it, you know, but yeah, it can be a job that can be replaced by technology in the future. Actually, I think some countries have this, right?
Really, yeah.
So as far as I could understand, you said about the United States and Canada, right? So in these countries, they do they have this technology?
Yeah, it's very advanced kind of technology. You have a lot of robot that is cleaning everything.
Oh
I
my
saw
God.
this in Detroit, for example. It's a city with a lot of robots. You can see a lot of robots clean the apartments, the officers, in so many ways. You can see guys clean, only robots clean all the time.
Wow, really
Yeah.
interesting. I think in some years we'll have like robots to clean houses, apartments in Brazil. And what about you, Average? So what's your opinion about this question?
Sorry, what question? Sorry.
Question number 10. In your opinion, what jobs will be taking over, replaced by technology in the future? Is it a tendency for it? Why?
Take over like will not exist.
Replaced.
Um, no, I don't know if it replace it, but let me see a example. Maybe the sports like a person that working at tennis atendimento, or I don't know, will reduce, or on the restaurant, maybe the garçon, the not the garçon, but the people working in attendance, atendimento, during on the restaurant, because there are some restaurant that has a equipment that's a person can order without ordering a machine. And maybe then others. And is that then for me? Yes, because every year there are with during the time we have new professionals and there are professions that don't exist. Part of the world.
Good point of view, Albert. Yeah, I think people who work with attendance, maybe like this profession in the future will be replaced by robots. Actually, I think this profession is replaced by robots currently in some countries, but I'm not sure. So I think Jefferson know that. Do you know this Jefferson?
Sorry, I have some. Sorry, what's the question?
Ebert said they think, actually he think people who work with attendance, this
Sim.
profession will be replaced by robots in the future. And
Yeah,
I
by
said,
machine. Yeah, you can see this in hotels. You can this in some kind of advertisements or agencies. We can see all of this, unfortunately.
in Brazil or in other countries?
In other countries, but it's coming here. It's arriving as soon as possible, unfortunately. I think it's not a good news for us because you have, as I said, we have half of the people working in formal sector, and it's not so good. We improve more the informal sector, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, Jefferson. And what about you, Diego? So what's your opinion about this question?
Yes. As Jefferson said before, especially when we think about professions, so for example, I give you an example, it's more easy for me. Yes. On my job, we will have a lot of process who are so automated. Yes, and these automations could be made for a robot or one good RPA system, or just answer a chat GPT-3, for example. Yes, how can I make this randomly or how can I say automated using this line of code, for example? Yes, this profession so repetitive without so many intelligence, human intelligence behind, could be so fast as how can I say substituído, replaced by technology. Yes, I believe that's the human interaction is so important, especially in some kind of a professions as in a health system, for example. But
Human resources, right?
Yeah, I don't know, because human resource has a very good role to help people, yes, on their problems and their issues, but it's a problem that we need to handle on the next years. Yes, we have a lot of with, for example, the autonomous car. I don't know, autonomous cars, autonomous, yes, could replace a driver, for example. We have an experiment on the California 200 cars, autonomous cars by Google, make just with your app, you can enter in the car and go to your destination and make the payment. So automated system. Yes, it's just the beginning, but could be one replaced for drivers, for example.
Yeah, really interesting, Diego, about the automatic cars. So I've seen it on TV, and I was like, oh my God, is this possible? But as far as I could understand, in the United States, they have this, but like the car just just can drives by itself in a short distance, in a
Yes.
in a low way, not in a fast way. But in the future,
Yes.
maybe they will make the car drive
Yes.
in a fast way without like without any accident,
Yes. Another example, we have right now the robotization of production lines, for example, from auto companies, yes, car companies who make the building cars. Almost of the process are made for robots. Yes, the parafusos and a lot of the building process are automated by robots right now. Yes, it's in the past, I don't know, 10 or 50 years ago, they started this process. But we have another examples. I lived in a small city in the countryside of São Paulo. I remember, for example, people who work cut down cana-de-açúcar, for example. Actually, we don't have this kind of people. It was a problem on that time, yes, os boias frias. It's so common. Soap operas on Globo, I remember. I remember the city during the moment of the plantation to cut off the cana-de-açúcar. A lot of people inside from Northeast and other states. And after this, it's a kind of a ghost city because people return to their homes, yes? And actually, we have a machine who made this process. And one machine made yes, a kind of
one guy, just one guy.
Yes,
working. Yeah,
it's an extinction profession right now. Boia fria.
Good point of view, Diego. Guys, thank you so much for all the comments here on the meeting. But unfortunately, our meeting is almost done. And now I'm gonna send you 2 links, okay? The first one is about the survey. When you go to this link, you can give us a grade from 0 to 10. And you can also explain to us the reason of your grade. It's really important to explain to us the reason of your grade so we can improve TALKNTALK more and more. So for example, my grade is 8, but why is your grade 8? Explain to us the reason. It's really important. And the second one is the link of our website. So if you want to have more access to our classes and stuff, go to this website and check our plans out. Okay, guys, that's it. This was the conversation. I really liked talking to you guys about the subject. I thought it really interesting. I hope you guys liked it, and see you guys next time. Okay, bye.
thank you guys for
Bye-bye.
being back.